All right, Honors Algebra 1 class. We are doing section 9.8, Systems of Linear and Quadratic Equations. And there's basically 4 different ways that you can solve these problems. All right, the least efficient way to do it is by graphing, which actually I don't like doing it this way, but I have to give you an example because there's going to be some problems on your homework, all right, in which you're going to have to do it by graphing. All right, so the first problem on page 599, all right, it says use a graph to solve the systems of y is equal to x squared plus x minus 2 and y is equal to x plus 2. Well, just going to make our simple little t-tables. We take our x values and plug them in for x. All right, so negative 2 squared is 4 plus negative 2, all right, is 2 minus 2 is 0. So we have negative 2, 0. Then we do negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1, all right, plus a negative 1 is 0, negative 2, all right. And then if these are 0, this is also negative 2. Is that right? Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. 1 plus negative 1 is 0. Yeah, so that's right. And then 1 squared plus 1 is 2. So this is 0. And then 4. 2 squared is 4. 6. This is 4. So we're going to plot these points. So negative 2 comma 0 is right here. Negative 1 comma negative 2. And then we have 0, negative 2, 1 comma 0, and 2 comma 4. Whoops, 2 comma 4, so it should be right here. All right. So we have our parabola. All right, close enough. And then we do our linear function. All right, so if x is negative 2, negative 2 plus 2 is 0. If x is negative 1, negative 1 plus 2 is 1. 0 would be 2. 1 would be 3. 2 would be 4. You can see how nice that is. So negative 2 comma 0. Let me use a different color pen here. Negative 1, 1. 0, 2, 1 comma 3, 2 comma 4. Whoa. Whatever. But you can see, this is a nice graph because you can see the 2 intersection points of the graph. That's what we're looking for. Where do the 2 graphs intersect? So your answers are going to be negative 2 comma 0, which is right here, and then up here, 2 comma 4. All right, all these problems you're going to have 2 answers. All right, so let's get into a little bit more real one. Number 2 is asking use elimination to solve the system. All right, so when you do elimination, we have y is equal to x squared minus 13x plus 52. And then the next one is y is equal to negative 14x plus 94. Now, remember with elimination, we need the y's to cancel. So I'm going to change the sign on everything in the bottom equation. All right? And now I add the 2 equations together. So the y's go away. We're left with x squared plus x, because we have negative 13x and a positive 14x. And then we have negative 94 plus 52. There we go. I can already see where this problem is going. Now, at this point, we solve based on factoring. All right, so I'm going to factor this, remember? Get the moobs. X here, X here. Multiples that will give you a negative 42, but when you add the numbers together, give you a 1. Well, 7 and 6. One has to be negative, one has to be positive. You want the 7 to be positive and the 6 to be negative, because positive 7 minus 6 will give us the 1, and then positive 7 times a negative 6 will give us the negative 42. So our two solutions, x is equal to a negative 7 and a positive 6. All right? Because remember, all you do here is x plus 7 equals 0, x minus 6 equals 0. So I subtract the 7 on both sides. That's where the negative 7 comes from. I add 6 to both sides. That's where the positive 6 comes from. Okay? So I have my two x's. I need to plug them back in to my equations that I was given to get the to get the y. All right? So I'm going to take negative 7. So y is equal to a negative 14x plus 94. That's my original equation that I'm going to plug into. All right? So first comes a negative 7. So y is equal to negative 14 times negative 7 plus 94. All right? So I go to my trusty calculator. Negative 14 times negative 7, I get 98 plus 94, 192. All right? So the first answer is, so negative 7, comma 192 is my first point. Good thing we didn't have to graph that one, huh? All right, now I have to take the 6 and plug it into this equation. All right, so negative 14 times 6 plus 94, all right? Negative 14 times 6 plus 94, I got 10. So my next solution, there are my two solutions. All right, negative 192, and then 610. That's the elimination method. Now, finally, let's do the substitution. All right, substitution method. So they tell me y is equal to y is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 9. And y plus x equals 5. In this one, I'm going to solve for y. All right? I'm going to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract x on both sides. So I now have y is equal to negative x plus 5. With substitution, I take what y equals, okay, and I plug it in the other equation for that y. So my new equation, negative x plus 5, all I did was take what this y equals and I plugged it in the other equation's y, is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 9. So I need to move all of this to the left or to the right hand side. So I add an x, that'll cancel, add an x right here. So now I have 5 is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 9. And I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides. So 0 is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 4. All right, I can already see where these factors are going. I'm going to factor this quadratic. Get those bad boys out. X, negative 4, negative 1. Because a negative 4 times negative 1 will give us a positive 4. Negative 4 plus negative 1 will give us the negative 5. Good to go? So x is going to be equal to a positive 4 and a positive 1. And we have to do just like what we did up here. All right, I'm going to choose this equation right here to plug into. So y is equal to negative x plus 5. So I plug in my y is equal to a negative 4 plus 5. So y is equal to 1. So my first solution here, 4, 1. That's my first solution. Now I'm going to use that same equation. And the reason I chose that equation is just because it's easier to deal with. I don't want to have to plug in for an x squared. All right, I just always choose the linear problem, the linear equation. All right, so y is now equal to a negative 1 plus 5, or y is equal to 4. So my next solution, 1, 4. So those are the two solutions. All right. So that's the 3 different ways that you can solve systems of linear and quadratic equations: graphing, elimination, and substitution. All right. And in the homework, they'll tell you what to use. All right. Hopefully everybody's healthy. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I miss you guys a ton. All right. I hope that your whole family is healthy and doing well. But hopefully I get to see you guys soon. See you later.